Join Bev Lazar, spiritual mentor, Reiki master, psychic medium, with Shelly Greenlaw, doula, yogi, and intuitive energy healer. Two sisters walking the path of spirit to share their experience and advice in all things energy, intuition, and beyond. The Empath Sisters.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Empath Sisters. This is Shelly.
Hey everybody, it's Bev here.
And today we thought we would talk about meditation.
Yes.
Yeah. The reason why we thought we would talk about meditation is Bev and I had been talking about it just actually before we decided to talk about it on here.
Yep.
And just to kind of clear up some, I don't know, stigmas maybe towards meditations. Bev and I get asked this question quite a bit in our
hmm
practices. And so we thought maybe we would discuss it with you guys.
For sure. And
Yeah.
I want to say that um sometimes I get some questions on it,
Hmm.
but what I hear a lot from my clients will be, I am terrible at meditation.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at meditating.
Mm.
I'm bad at meditating. Like it's always, and I'm just like, "Ah, no, stop. Because it's just like, it's just so negative. And I feel bad because it's just, this is a story and the narrative of
Yes.
that you're bad at it and you can't do it and you're terrible. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, okay, let's talk about meditation for a moment here. Because it's like, I, there is this belief of what meditation should be.
Yeah.
Therefore, I find a lot of people are trying to achieve that, and that's why they have this belief that they're terrible at it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, okay, let's have a discussion about this because
Hmm.
you are doing the right thing. But however, it's like you're looking for the wrong thing
Yeah.
in your meditation. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Or
yeah, so
I
that's
always,
something I find.
yeah, you probably get this too. I get a lot of people are like, I just can't, like, I can't get my mind to be blank, or I can't not
Quiet.
think or quiet it and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yes, I
Yeah.
know that.
Got it. Yeah, totally. So
You
yeah, so
know?
we thought we would have this discussion about
Hmm.
meditation because it has come up so many times in the years I've been in my practice.
Yeah.
And Shelley also has been having
Hmm.
this experience as well. So we just thought, you know what, let's just talk about it. Maybe we'll reach more people to share a little bit more about meditation and kind of what the
Yeah.
experience should be like, some advice maybe, or some guidance, I guess,
Yeah.
to your meditation
Well,
practice if you have one.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe like not even just that. Like there are like all kinds of types. However, I think
hmm
it's just more or less like how Bev and I view meditation, and we just want to make sure that, this is our opinion, our views, and
Yeah.
everybody does have different views and on it.
Opinions and
Yeah.
experiences and all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so meditation is not typically your sit down, cross-legged, your hands on your knees going, oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, you can, we're
Yes.
not
Oh
saying you
yeah.
can't,
Hmm.
but that isn't just all of what meditation is. That's
Right.
not what it is, right? So it's not just, there's many different ways to meditate.
Hmm.
And if that's what you want to do is sit in cross-legged pose and you want to put your hands on your knees and you want to chant or create sound, you absolutely can do that.
Hmm.
Um, Meditation, I find when people are, as you mentioned earlier, Shelley, about people saying, I can't turn off my mind, or it's just too
Right.
loud, or that sort of thing. And meditation is a tool that is used to quieten the monkey mind. And the
Yeah.
monkey mind is the ego of the mind. And it is the one that is, you know, the grocery lists. What are you going to do? When you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to meditate, and you sit down and you're now in this pose, sitting posture, position, whatever it is that you do for your meditation. And then your mind is running and you're going through all the things.
Yep.
And so then it's like 15 minutes might be up, and then that's it. And so now I always like to say that meditation is you're never going to have silence.
No.
We're not trying to achieve silence. You're trying to achieve silence within the monkey mind. We want to quieten that down. And it does take practice to do that. So that is the practice of meditation. But the practice of meditation to get to the point where you're going to hear nothing won't happen.
Right. Yeah. I do want to say this. I say this to many people. There's no way that you can stop hearing anything in your mind. You just can't. I don't
consciously. Everything, you're always connected. No matter what. It's like the station is on.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So it's just, what are you tuning into when you're meditating? If we look at it that way. So if we are tuning into the chatter and the daily tasks and the things and blah, blah, blah. And then what we want to do is we want to quieten that down and move into listening to your higher self or your guides, whatever it is. That's where you're trying to like come
achieve. Yeah, exactly.
In a meditation setting. Where when you're quietening the monkey mind and you connect with your higher self, it sounds different. So the ego of the mind is, again, like the lists and all of that stuff. And a lot of times it is very negative.
Yes, I was just about to say,
you're
it's
very
much negative thoughts.
Thinking. Yeah. It's very thinking, and it's pressure, it's stress. And this is what we're trying to like stop or slow down or, calm down. And that's the whole point of like calming down the body. So if we calm down the mind, we're calming down the body.
Right.
And so when you quieten that down, and that takes practice, you can get to this beautiful place of connecting with higher self or guides. And those also sound or feel differently. So that is basically what you're wanting to achieve when you meditate. And I know I've shared with other people too about meditation. Some people too will have like a goal, or like, I'm going to meditate, and they meditate like every day. I meditate every day, and that's great. And that, because it does take practice.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just say, meditate when it feels good to you.
Right.
Meditate when it calls to you, when you're like, you're in your day and you're like, oh, you know what? I just really feel like I just need to go do a meditation for like 15 minutes. And you just take that time. That's when you're needing to like connect with yourself. It's calling you. That's why it's just becomes so natural, so easy. But sometimes when we have that goal of like, it becomes a checklist of, I need to get my meditation in.
Right.
And this is also, again, just like the busyness of the monkey mind. It's like, okay, every day at 8:00, I sit down for 15 minutes. And so it's almost, again, you sit down, you've done your 15 minutes, you've gone through your monkey mind, you went through all the things, and it's like, okay, done. Ding. It's like you've checked it off the list, and you just kind of carry on from the day. And that's great. It takes practice for you to like even just sit down and meditate. But sometimes it's super frustrating, is what I find with clients or students too, is that they get really frustrated if they are doing that they're not feeling like they're good at it.
Yeah.
Because they are hearing the chatter and the chatter. And so I'm like, sometimes it's just because it becomes a checklist that you're not achieving what it is that you're wanting. And so sometimes I'm like, and it's not always that form of just sitting down and meditating. Like there might be different ways that feel good to you that you can achieve meditation.
Yeah. Like, for example, I say this a lot to a lot of my clients as well, is that, like you said earlier, it is, and you can totally do that. You can sit cross-legged, however, and do that. But in a way, this is sort of what I say too, is that because we are a busy body now, like society makes us busy, right? And sometimes it is a little bit harder for us to just slow down, right? So a lot of times I like to tell people too, is that you can meditate really anytime and anywhere. So,
Mhm.
for example, sometimes you might even unconsciously or maybe consciously know that you do this, but some people, when they're doing dishes, you know how you just sometimes zone out and all of a sudden you're thinking, but you're not thinking. Like you might not be thinking of that list, you know, of what to do or what you did that day, what have you, but you might be beyond that thinking, right? And
Yeah.
when you do that beyond thinking, that is
Mhm.
meditating. That is you connecting with your higher self or your guides.
Mhm.
And that can be doing dishes. It could be going for a walk. It could
Mhm.
be like what I do. So I like to be in quiet. I don't need to listen to music when I
Mhm.
have a moment in it. I don't really even call it meditation, but in a way, I'm meditating, but I'm in
Yeah.
quiet. And that's just how I like to do it. So I'll just
Yeah.
sit in a room, in a chair, comfortable chair, and I will just literally just be in quiet. And that's
Yeah.
my form. But like there's so many other ways of doing
For
that. And
sure.
you just have to find what aligns with you. And I agree with Bev. You, like when she said something about, making it a checklist thing. Okay.
Mhm.
You also have to make sure that, yeah, it aligns with you, how you do it, right?
Yep.
What comes natural to you. Because then if you don't, like, it's going to feel like a chore and you
Mhm.
don't want it to feel like a chore. You want it to
No,
be where it is something that you are going to enjoy having that time, right?
totally. Like
So
something
that
you
is why.
crave.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Like
that's what I
I
crave.
crave that quiet time.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the quiet time is,
Yeah.
it's not my meditation, but it is
Yeah.
because I, and I do it every morning
Hmm.
because it's, I crave it because it's my time and I love
Yeah.
quiet and I love being with myself before I
Right.
give myself to everybody in the day.
That's right.
So that's my mornings. I wake up, I do my gratitude, I have my coffee, and
Hmm.
then I sit in silence. And
Yeah.
then that is just, I do some breath work. Like this is what I love to do in the mornings when
Hmm.
I'm at home and I'm in my routine.
Yeah.
That is what I love to do. And it's
Exactly.
this silence. And it's like, this is where I get all my downloads and like getting stuff.
Hmm.
Oh man, I mean, I feel the most productive and connected when I do that for myself.
Of
I
course.
mean, I'm connected while I'm at work and everything, but this is like
Yes, but
my time.
I was going to say it's
It's
a
for me.
different connection. Yeah,
It's not for
exactly.
somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is what I love. And I have done that for years. I
Yeah.
love like the mornings in silence is
Hmm.
my thing. And I used to even get up way before my kids got up for school and I
Same.
needed my quiet time. Like that is
Hmm.
just like, and it's also very grounding
It
when
is.
you connect with yourself. So these are also tools that I have given students to or clients to also become grounded, to come back in the body. And
Right.
so I always say, meditation is, and grounding is when you can find those things that you love that naturally get you in your body
Hmm.
because it's going to pull you out of your head.
Yeah.
So whether that's running, walking, have a bath, read a book, write, craft, bake,
Yeah.
do dishes,
Hmm.
paint,
Listen to music.
whatever,
Yeah.
planting,
Anything.
listening to, well, music is another thing for me.
I know,
I
but
do
like
lots of music.
exactly. And a
But
lot of
that's
people
like
can do that. So,
totally. When
you know.
I listen to music, I get so many downloads. I think it's because of the background noise
Hmm.
for me that it just puts me in an altered state where I'm just like, bing, it's
Right.
easy for me. That's like, oh, and driving my car. I
Yes.
love being
Yeah.
in my car by myself.
Hmm.
Oh, my favorite. So
Yeah.
mornings, driving in the car for me, and music. And
Right.
music is in my bath as well. But I'd have to say the music thing also raises my vibration for myself
Yeah.
because I also love dancing.
Hmm.
And I love just being goofy. And it's like it just brings out my inner child. So music also is a way to like uplift me and raise my vibration, but it's also very grounding because I'm in my physical body.
Right. Yeah.
So I always try to remind people like those are, and I'm doing those things every day.
Hmm.
And so I'm having multiple opportunity where I'm just connecting from myself.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
easy because it's things I just love. It's just so
Hmm.
natural. It's not like, oh, I have to go listen to music,
Exactly.
to
That's why I'm saying, like, it doesn't, it can't be like feeling that feeling of like it's a
Mhm.
chore to you. It
Yeah.
has to align with you. And, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
and what I like to say too is I encourage people to try different things. If you don't
For
know
sure.
what it is that you align with, try different things. You're going
Yeah.
to find it. You will.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, for
promise
sure.
you. You like there
Sometimes
is just
it's
so many things out there.
there is. It can
There's
be
so
the
many.
adult coloring books, or it could be, sitting down with your cards, your tarot
Yep.
cards, or your
Mm-hmm.
oracle cards, or maybe you want to
Yeah.
write a letter to someone. Maybe you like
Maybe you
journaling.
use,
Maybe you like
yeah, exactly.
gratitude
Journal.
journal. Like,
Yeah. Like
my
even
gosh.
holding crystals, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever aligns to you. That is another form of meditating with yourself. And
absolutely.
it is something that, like Bev said, like I've done it too for many years. Same thing. My
Hmm.
time was before the kids got up for
Hmm.
school. I would get up at least an hour so that I had the quiet time before the kids were,
Yeah,
gonna go crazy or whatever. And
totally.
I just loved, yeah, and it's weird, maybe, well, maybe not weird, but because we grew up in a household that, we had we have deaf parents,
Yeah,
even though it's kind of weird to me that like we didn't have a whole lot of noise in our house. And I think for me, that's why I really love quiet and
yeah,
silence is because we grew up that way. And so any other noises that are like high or pitched or they just would overstimulate me. So I would just
yeah.
totally be like, I need
I'm
a
zoning
moment.
out. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting your perspective on that growing up, that
Hmm.
quieter. I view it the opposite. Whereas
Okay.
like I, as the freeze kid in the
Right.
survival state, I am triggered by noise and
Right.
tone, and stimulation is just,
Hmm.
it's a lot for me. So I like to escape that. So
Right.
I crave the quiet because I'm like, shh, like I don't
Mm.
want any noise. And that's how I view it, of like my childhood, of like I grew up in noise.
Right.
That was my focus, right? Because that's what was allowed to me and what was triggering me. And so
Hmm.
for me, it's just like, no, I want quiet every morning. I love that for myself. I don't want noise, because I knew right away my kids would get up. It's going to be noisy.
Yes.
We're busy, we're in the day. And so I was just like, I just need quiet. And it's so different than sleeping,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
sleep is sleep, but like I really love my quiet. Like even if I
Me
don't
too.
start, say, till 10 in the morning, if
Hmm.
I go to work at 10, I am still up at 6:30.
Yep.
And I spend that entire time
Hmm.
from basically 6:30 until almost 8 o'clock, where I am having my quiet time, my writing time. I use my red light. I do my
Yep.
breath work. I might even do about like 20 minutes of yoga, depending on how much time I have on the floor. Then
Yep.
I start my day. Then I'm
Yep.
like, okay, I'm good.
Right.
I've stretched my body. I've like, yeah, I really have learned to just take that time for myself and nourish me. And I love
Hmm.
my quiet time. And I do that all in silence. I don't have
Yep.
anything on.
Yep. Me
And I
neither.
just, I love it. So I look
Hmm.
forward to my mornings every
Yep.
day.
Yep.
I'm not the 5 a.m. person,
No.
but I'm a 6:30 a.m. person.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm a
I'm like
6:30 to
5 a.m.
7. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, I try as much as possible to have quiet time, but I also have quiet time when I do come home.
Mhm.
So like after my long day,
Oh,
even though I
yeah.
have it in the morning and I have a long day, I love to just come home and my husband knows it's quiet time for Shelly.
Do not talk to her
It's
yet.
like, well, it's not that like it like we always say, like I always say, I come back, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, he knows that I need that like downtime.
Decompress.
Yep,
Yeah.
to let all the stuff that I did all day, whether it was
Yeah.
energy work or just being around people,
Yeah.
I just need to decompress. And I look forward to those ones too. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. It really is. And I've said it many times. It
Yeah.
but with you saying like it was, growing up in noise, I don't
Yeah.
remember growing up in noise. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I blocked that out, but I was the flight kid.
Well, you were the
So
flight kid. So you escaped the noise. I was
I,
in the noise.
yeah, I left the house,
Yeah. I
but
would freeze
I,
in the noise.
yeah, yeah. And like, I don't know. I really do believe, yes, like obviously we've talked about this before. Like it's
Mhm.
how weird how, like we figured it out that, I'm the flight, you're the freeze, Keith is the
The
fight.
fight. Yeah, for
And
sure.
we all grew up in the same household but at the same light, like I love I still love the quiet. I still
Me
love the
too.
quiet.
I
Yeah,
love the quiet. I crave it.
me
And
too.
I do, it depending on my day when I come home,
Yes.
it'll be, I remember when I took pottery. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah. I
I've
remember when you
never,
took pottery too.
I've never ever done anything creative like that. And they're just like, it's just all feel. I'm like, I don't feel in this way, like with my hands. Like
Mhm.
I feel a totally different way.
Yeah.
And it was so foreign to me. And I had to concentrate so hard. And I understand like maybe what my students feel like as well when they're first starting of like concentrating, where I'm like,
Mhm.
don't think about it, feel it. I get that. And oh my gosh, I remember coming home after the first day. It was like these were, I think they were 3-hour classes.
That's long.
Yeah, so I had worked all day and then stayed in the city, went to my pottery class. It was from 6 till 9. So
Yeah.
I got home at 9:30, so it was way on the other side of Saskatoon. And oh my gosh, I walked in, everyone was like, how did it go? And I'm like, "Shh."
Yeah. Don't.
I put up my hand. I was like, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't. Like, I was just like, I can't think, I can't talk. I don't know what happened to me. I think I'm broken.
You're like, I need to go meditate.
I just need alone time because like
Yeah.
there was so many people were talking, people were
Yeah.
learning. It was just like, whoa, it was
Yeah.
a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then some days I'm just like, I come home and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
I have
Totally.
so much I want to say. And then sometimes I'm like, my kids will be talking. I'm like, you know what? I just need like 10
Yeah.
minutes because I love you so much. I want to hear everything you're telling me. And right now
Hmm.
I won't be able to listen and pay attention to what you're telling me and I'm going to feel bad. So can
Yes.
you just give me 15 minutes to like decompress and
Exactly.
then talk to you, and I find even when I'm online, if I'm teaching online and things like that, typically
Hmm.
after I'm done, because I am more EMF sensitive, I'm like, it just sucks the life out of me. And I will just go for a walk after I'm done teaching. It's just like,
Yeah.
I need to like ground, I need to transmute. And
Hmm.
I feel so much better. But again, it's
Yeah.
just like listening to those things,
Right.
listening to your body. What do you need? How do
Yep.
you feel? And when you're
Exactly.
doing those things for yourself, and like it doesn't have to be big things. It could just be the most simplest things, but
Hmm.
allow yourself to explore. And we'd love to hear from you if you want to share,
Yeah.
some of the ways that you meditate.
That's right.
Um, Love to hear them. And
Well,
if
and
not,
it
that's
might
fine
help
too.
others
But
too if you're allowed,
oh,
like if you want
sure.
us to share them. We
Hmm.
definitely would love to hear them because, like I said, everybody
Yeah,
meditates differently and in your own
absolutely.
way, right?
Yeah,
And if you don't know how to do that, like I said, just try different things and you will
yeah,
find the right one for you.
yeah.
Definitely.
Well, it's
So,
even like some of the things that we just shared. Maybe the first step is feeling into like what feels good to you. What do
yep.
you love doing?
Hmm.
What feels good to you? Is it
Yep.
when you're baking, you love that? Or is it when you go for a bath, you love that? Or when you walk your dog, you love that? Whatever it
Yep.
might be,
It could be
and do
exercise.
more of those
It could be,
things. The
yep.
other thing I want to mention about exercise though, when we talk about like going through the checklist of like, oh, I
Yeah.
got it done.
Hmm.
I have also met some people who run
Yeah.
and do things like that to be in their body and working out and exercising. And sometimes, yes, that's the case for them.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
sometimes it's not. Sometimes, again, it comes down to that checklist of I got to get my workout in. And
Right.
we're still in the mind and you're just
Hmm.
running the body, which can then lead to injury. And I also do know somebody that loves to run
Yeah.
and has, I think, broken or injured their foot or ankle like 3 times.
Wow.
And they're like, I just don't know why this keeps happening. And I said, well, when you're running, is that like what you do for yourself to like move energy, to like
Right.
ground? And she's like, yep. But like she gets it in every day. And I said,
Mhm.
well, your body is obviously trying to tell you that you're not in your body.
Mhm.
And the fact that it keeps happening to your feet and your ankles, it's trying to show you like you are not grounded. You're not even on the ground.
Exactly.
And so, and it was just like epiphany, like,
Mhm.
you're right, I'm not.
Yeah.
She recognized that she escapes when she
Right.
runs.
Yeah.
So sometimes we go out and sometimes we go in. So again, just keeping that in mind of like finding the things that bring you in your body.
Yeah.
So does exercise bring you in your body or does it not?
Exactly.
When you bake, are you in your body or are you not? Right. So it's just
Yeah.
keeping that in the back of your mind. Am I in my body right now? Does this feel really good? Are you pulled out of your head? Are you in the moment? Because
Exactly.
when you're in the moment, that's when you are connecting with yourself.
Mhm.
That's when you become present. And
I
that
guess
is
I
like,
I
you know,
guess yeah, like I agree with the exercise thing. I guess when I think of exercise, I also think of different types, right? Like
oh,
yoga
for
or
sure.
running, walking, like all
Any of those
kinds.
things,
Mhm.
you can be in your
Yeah,
body or you can
for sure.
escape. Because
Yep.
sometimes people go to yoga
Yep.
and they're
Yep.
gone, right?
Totally.
And some need it because it totally grounds them. It pulls them back in their body.
That's right. Yeah.
So again, it's just being aware of like, what is it for you? What
Mhm.
works for you, right?
Yeah.
And you can call it being grounded, you can call it meditation, you can call it being present, being in the moment, whatever
Mhm.
you want. But that's pretty much all of it combined together. It's
Exactly.
what you're trying to achieve. Take all of the bits
Yeah.
and, you know, and so maybe, yeah, make that list or check in with yourself of like, what are
Mhm.
some of the things that you love? I always try to say to people too, is like, when you find that list of those things that you love doing, then try to implement more of those within your day or your week for yourself.
Yes.
Because some people
Exactly.
only do that like once a week for themselves or once a month. And it's like,
Mhm.
so then again, and then the negative energy can come of like, oh, I'm terrible at this. I don't take time for
Yes.
myself, or I don't this, or I don't that. And I just want you putting good energy into your body and your mind. And so just, yeah, start simple.
Mhm.
It's truly easy.
It is.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's easier said than done, but again, it's a practice and it's finding your
Yeah.
way.
But that's
I
also
hope
the
that helps.
mindset, that's also the mindset, right? Like Bev said, like,
Yeah.
sometimes we get into that negativity in our mind, right? And that is part of
Mhm.
it. So you just have to just
Yeah.
change your mindset about how you want to approach and go about how you want to do your meditation. So
Yeah,
if you just change your mindset, it won't be hard.
definitely. And you can also set an intention
Yep.
to start,
Hmm.
that when you're doing these things, that your intention is that you're going to be in the moment, or you're going to be in your body and you're going to get grounded, or you're going to have peace and quiet within yourself.
Yeah.
And it's having peace and quiet within your thoughts. It's peace and quiet within yourself.
Yeah.
So this is why we're pulling ourselves out of the monkey mind and the busyness. That is the peace within. It's not because we're turning off all noise.
Right. Because
So
we are not like dedicated like monks who literally, that is what they do
their practice. Yeah.
and
But
practice like, yeah,
they are quieting the human mind.
mind. Yeah,
They are connecting for enlightenment.
that's right.
So, but they do it every day for hours and hours and hours a day.
That's right.
So they are doing it. But again,
But yeah,
it's not for complete silence.
no, like people think it
So,
is, because there's no
yeah,
way you can have a silent mind. No,
I'm trying to think of, I can't recall any silence in my life
no.
since my existence. I'm like,
Yeah,
whether I'm
no.
hearing this and hearing that, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm being here.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
But I do achieve quiet time when
Yes,
I sit with myself. So that is quiet. Again, so that's bringing peace to yourself. That is meditation.
that's right. So
Yeah,
hopefully that
hope
gives
that helps.
you, yeah, some help on what meditation is about and how to, be um, I usually
You know,
say,
just
like,
finding your way.
yeah, and just
Hopefully it just
remember
helps you
to
to find your
be
way.
gentle with yourself with it. Don't make
Yeah.
it hard for yourself. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I it I know, like Bev even
If you're
said,
going
it's
to be
easier.
negative on yourself, then don't.
Yeah,
Change
exactly.
it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just remember that it really isn't as hard as you think it is. How about that? It's not.
Well, and the mind thinks everything is hard.
That's right. But you just have to
Always does.
change that. That's all. So,
Yeah. I love when
yeah.
people awaken and they discover, they're like, wow, I did this and it was so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I know. It
Right.
truly is easy. But when you explain it to somebody, the mind goes,
What?
it just
Yeah.
thinks it's so hard
Yeah.
that it's just, it can't be that easy. And
Yeah.
it's like, no,
But
but it
it
really truly
can.
is.
Yeah.
But until you have that experience, you
Mhm.
discover how actually easy it was. It was like, oh my gosh, I should have been doing that a long time ago. It's so easy. Exactly.
Exactly.
You just got to hit that point where it just like snaps in and it's just like, ding, you get
Yep.
it. So
Exactly.
I encourage you to keep going, keep trying.
Yes.
If you do meditate, you do achieve this quietness, or you have other ways that we haven't discussed that you would love to share with other people as well. I mean, we would love to hear those. You can definitely
Yes.
comment or get in
Send
touch with us
us.
if you'd
Yeah.
like. Yep. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
hoping that that helps. This is something that
Yeah.
has come up many, many times
Mm-hmm.
over the years. And
Yes.
yeah, it's something that we haven't really talked about. So we thought maybe this insight can help some
Yeah.
of you out there. Yeah.
For sure.
And hopefully you'll
Yeah.
achieve some quiet. I wonder if anybody else out there loves their quiet time in the morning. I'm sure there
Right.
are.
I'm sure there are,
Yeah.
because I do know a lot of, and I'm not trying to classify or you know put them into a group or whatever, but most moms
Yeah.
do. Most moms
Yeah.
get up early before their kids and have their
Hmm.
quiet time or their coffee time. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, keep doing it. Keep
Yeah.
doing it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
So we thank you, everybody, so
Yeah.
much for tuning in with the Empath Sisters today on our discussion of meditation.
Yes.
And we are so grateful. We are so honored, and we are sending you love, light, and gratitude wherever this may find you today. Take care,
Yes.
everybody.
Take care, everyone. Bye.